talking about the daily activities of a marketer, well, you've got three, and that's BES, build, engage, and sell. So your activity number one is to build your audience. Every single day you want to be building your audience, getting more eyes on your assets, your profile, all the things that are going to lead to the engagement and the selling. Your audience is the key to making everything else in your online business move forward. You must constantly be building your audience every single day. Activity number two is going to be engage with your audience. When you engage with your audience, you begin building relationships, and that establishes that like-trust factor, the bottom of the pyramid, rapport, trust, credibility. You engage by creating valuable content that serves your target audience. That's very important. So if you've got a persona, what you post should be talking a lot of times to that persona, helping them out, informing them, educating them, whatever it might be. And you engage by interacting with the people who actually engage with any or all of your content. You also engage by following, interacting with, and connecting with people in your target audience. So are you sharing, commenting, and liking stuff from leaders in your industry? That's very important as well. So after you build the audience, you've got to engage with the audience. Remember, we always talk about this. Engagement is the heart of social media. It's one of the toughest things to really crack and get good at, but once you do that, you're going to see that your revenue and income really starts to pick up steam. So once you build it, you've got to engage with those people. So once again, put out content. And once again, if we've got things that we put out in the Facebook group, I think we put out the other day 101 video content ideas, and you got that in a folder, and as you're building an office, somebody says, hey, I'm thinking about doing some video content. I don't know what to do. Here's 101 ideas. So make sure you're building a file folder and keeping the relevant stuff in there that was important to you so you can pass it down to other people as well. And then activity number three is sell your audience. Once you've built the audience, once you've engaged the audience, you're going to sell to your audience, the right ones. This is the fun part. So where you start making money and building your empire. Unfortunately, too many people start this as the upfront activity. That's not what you do. They ask for the sale right away. They don't get to know anybody. They don't get to really pre-qualify, or they're just kind of just constantly pitching, throwing stuff out there. You don't want to do this. This is what gets you, people will leave your audience, people will ignore your post, and then this gets good people labeled as spammers. So you want to make sure that you're doing the necessary activities every day to get to the sell. So there's 3 daily activities that every successful online business embraces. You can refer to these activities anytime you need to get back on track. So once again, we're trying to develop a process and a system where if there's a broken part of it, it's easily identified and fixed. If things aren't going well, you're likely missing one of the above. The 6 pillars for your online marketing business. And this is all just, when you build, engage, and sell, inside that, pillar number 1 is the vision, personal development strategy. This is where you dig deep, truly figure out what you want your business to look like. This is what you want it to be, what do you want it to look like, how do you want it to run. Next, you've got to be honest with yourself about what's holding you back. If stuff is holding you back, like I said, identify and correct that stuff, because those limiting beliefs about who you truly are, it's going to kill your chances of successes before you ever step foot on your journey. So once again, personality defects, self-sabotage, not believing in yourself are going to stand in your way of creating a successful online marketing business. If you're struggling to get what you want and where you want to be, and you find yourself procrastinating constantly, you need to work on your vision. That's exactly the same thing the 12-week year says. The vision is going to propel you, motivate you to be that person and do the necessary activities that you need to do. Pillar number 2 is personal branding and target market strategy. Why should anyone do business with you? This is vital. Get this clear from moment 1. Who are you? What do you stand for? Who do you serve? And what are their biggest problems and challenges they're facing? And then you've got solutions. You must know and understand what your audience wants and simply give that to them. Who are you? What do you stand for? Who do you serve? Just constantly get those in mind, get those in a frame of reference where everything that you're doing should be based on personal branding and target market strategy. And then pillar 3 is the monetization strategy. This is a sell. How many sign-up sales, customers, clients do you need to hit that point? Whatever your goals are, You can reverse engineer that all the way back to what do I need to do today, what do I need to do this week, what I need to do this month to hit those, and you've got to know exactly what that number is so you can create a strategy and then go after it, or you're likely going to fall very short. And then pillar number 4 is the content creation and content marketing strategy. This is where you serve your audience. This is not about selling. This is not about pitching. This is about educating and informing, helping out that target audience, that persona on the client or partner side with stuff they might actually find valuable. Your content is the core of attraction marketing because it's exactly what attracts the right prospects to you. Remember, people are going to buy into you first and then buy into whatever you got on the backside. Pillar number 5, follow-up and engagement strategy. The follow-up is where it's at. The fortune is most certainly in the follow-up. Things move very fast online. There's always some new shiny object to get your prospect's attention. So remember, there's a lot going on, a lot of information right in front of our eyes, 24 hours a day if we want it. They're going to get distracted. If you're not following up, guess what? Somebody else is, and they're making the money. And then pillar number 6 is traffic strategy. You've got to get people to your site, to your landing pages, etc. There are different kinds of traffic, but they all fall mainly into one of 2 categories, free or paid. Paid is going to get you more immediate upfront results. Free, or what we call organic, takes a little bit of time to make sure that it roots out and does what it's supposed to do. But once again, if you're concentrated on organic lead generation, organic traffic, all of these things, you need to do your research and study about how to improve that. The most important thing is to get eyeballs on your content. And that's kind of backed up everywhere you look. So the 7-step attraction marketing funnel, they say the same thing. Brand. What's your brand? You are the brand, not your company. That's why we always tell you guys online, you are the brand. Don't go putting virtual financial everywhere. It's your brand. Who are you? What do you do? Why? Etc. You've got to create that. And then the rest of it is just defining your audience, understanding your audience's challenges, creating content that addresses your audience's challenges, building a relationship with your audience, uncover pain points, and provide the painkiller, the solution, and then learn how to embrace multiple streams of income. You have 4 streams that you can make off this platform. They can all be traced back to what you do digitally online to help uncover that. And our system now, it's going to be at the end of this month or so, but the system, some of you guys already have WealthWave. The virtual financial channel will be built into it. You got a bunch of new stuff coming. The book's going to come to life. It's a pretty amazing system, but that's really what the system is based around. The initial engagement, the overview, the deeper engagement, and the personalized engagement. That just all continuously flows around with follow-up. So a lot of the stuff that you guys will be worried about inside the WealthWave 360 system, it'll take care of it for you because they're constantly pushing out content. 2 in 3 adults worldwide are financially illiterate. 66% of us don't understand crucial financial concepts. So we're teaching people how money works, teaching financial literacy. One of the ways that a lot of the feedback that I get from you guys is people don't want to read articles about financial literacy, and I understand that. What you got to do is, if you're going to post something or send something, encourage engagement, ask a question, tell a story, ask for their opinion, whatever it might be. That's a way to get the engagement going on this because you're doing 2 things. You're educating and you're asking for engagement, and that might help it. Sex ed is required. Why isn't financial education? Wall Street is waking up to a $35 trillion opportunity with millennials. All of this stuff, including blog material, will be constantly flowing through your WealthWave 360 system with text messages, email. All of the marketing is going to be inside that. So you're going to have one place to go where you can just start pushing this stuff out on social media, email, text, whatever it is that you want. And remember, if somebody is in debt, being in debt is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week stress. And you can see Ralph Waldo Emerson, a man in debt is so far a slave. So we're teaching people, we're educating people, okay, credit card balances, can't afford their mortgage without a major sacrifice. The average American has less than $4,500 in the bank and less than $1,000 in long-term savings. So is that the person in our audience? If so, we've got ways, free services that we can offer, talk to them, put them on a better trajectory going forward. Company pensions are for the most part, history. So look at this. 50% of the Fortune 500 companies offer traditional defined benefit retirement plans in 1998, compared to 5% by 2016. It's even less now. Social Security for certain people of certain ages, they might not see it at all. They definitely won't see it in this capacity or this system framework. We're running out of workers. More people are eligible. They're living longer. And then personal savings. Increasingly, the responsibility is shifting to the individual to fund their own retirement. So if there's no company pensions, Social Security, if we're of a certain age, may not be there at all, and it all falls on us. What do we need? We need a game plan. We need something that's going to give us control. We need concepts, strategies, vehicles that can put us on a roadmap and get us to the end point that we actually want, because if not, if we take no action, having no plan of action is actually a plan itself. It's a plan to fail. And if all of these things are not coming and it's all on you and you don't have a plan, guess what? That's not going to be the golden years. That's going to be a time period where you really, really, really struggle. And we've got 3 innovations. So as we're engaging the audience for partnership side, we offer financial education, we have disruptive technology, and we have financial team building. These 3 innovations allow us to service the client in a much bigger, more effective, more efficient way. But from the business opportunity side, the client need creates the business opportunity. And then with the business opportunity already in place, and we have the model that can go out there and service it in a much better way, from a partner perspective, this is a home run opportunity for the right people. Also, more content ideas. What does it take to have $1 million retirement account? Well, it depends on how old you are and what your rate of return is, but this is at 8%, needed to build $1 million by age 65. You can see exactly what they would need. So starting early, obviously, is one of the most important things that we can do towards financial independence. Pay ourselves first, automate savings, put money away. Also, we teach people, and this is great content idea. If you operated a farm, which would rather be taxed, on the seed or the harvest? Most people do not understand the tax system, and most people, for this meeting's purpose, most people are tax ignorant. They have no idea what anything in the tax system says, how to put themselves in a position where in the future they will be shielded from what will probably much higher taxes. Guys, look, when we put a few $1 trillion on the government balance sheet in no time, it'll be $10 trillion. We'll be at $30 trillion before long. This money has to be paid by someone. It's paid by the American taxpayer. And in the future, if taxes are going to be dramatically higher, does your audience want to pay higher taxes, lower taxes, or no taxes? 4 places to keep their money. You're educating. Remember, they've got 401ks, IRAs, stocks, bonds, real estate, bank accounts. People keep their money in different places. We've got strategies, concepts, vehicles that can incorporate a lot of what somebody needs in the 6 building blocks, the 7 money milestones, the IUL, if suitable, if it makes sense, the Swiss Army knife of financial strategies, zero market risk, long-term care, tax-deferred growth, tax-free income, tax-free legacy. So a lot of people put money, the ones that are saving, in the wrong places. And there are significant penalties and fees for not being in the right places if it's at the wrong time or in the future, like I said, with the wrong tax classification. So when you look at what we have in the WealthWave 360 and the ability for us to go out on an individual and team basis is get better at online marketing, get better at digital marketing. Well, that vision, that mission, and that system, leads to some great content. The videos, the landing pages, all these stuff is really top notch. It looks really good, which in the digital marketing world, that's half the battle. If your images, if your videos look really good, then that will entice somebody to go through or maybe stay on that video longer. You guys don't have to worry about building landing pages, building videos. It's all going to be in the system for you. You just need to learn how the proper places to put it out, when to put it out, how to get engagement back, and then the last section of that, after you build, after you engage, you're selling products to the right people or you're interviewing partners for the business opportunity. The secret ingredient when you're online as a digital marketer is stories. People love stories. Effective conversation processes tell stories. By incorporating stories into your content, they're less threatening and easier to like. Stories can help you become more trustworthy. Rapport, trust, credibility, stories can do that for you. Include imagery in your story. Every time you're posting ads, whether it's organic, whether it's paid, anything that you post, just remember, brain processes an image 60 times faster in comparisons to words. So as we always talk about, people are just flying through the phone, scrolling continuously. That image, hopefully, if it's good, will have them stop for a split second and maybe get them through the rest of the process, clicking on the content, engaging, whatever it might be. So 10% of what they hear, 20% of what they read, 80% of what they see and do. 92% of consumers want brands to make ads that feel like a story. Enough said, right? So if you can kind of develop that mindset to tell stories in online communities, it will help with your content, with your engagement, and with your back-end revenue and income. Relevant engagement is something that is very, very important. So tips to brilliant storytelling. If we're going to be out there telling stories, understand your audience. Keep it simple and focused. Don't be one of those people who goes off on a tangent and it's a long thesis. You got to keep things short, to the point, clear, concise, because people have short attention spans. They're not going to read that much. Engage with emotions. Get clear on the end game. What are you doing this for? Why are you doing this in terms of what are you posting? What are you hoping to get out of that post? And keep it short, have a great title. And then the top 10 takeaways for storytelling, use a hook. Hook is a great opener. What's in it for the other side? You've got to anchor your message. The biggest challenge you face is the doubt in other people's mind about who you are and what you're selling. People are naturally skeptical. This will help alleviate some of that. Remember that a part of what you're selling is the dream of possibility. And that's important on the client and the partner side. You're a dream merchant. If you want people to embrace your story, you need to overcome disbelief, skepticism, cynicism, and doubt. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. We've got that in the system. You need to be simplistic in your marketing and storytelling. Always remember to let simplicity be your guide when telling your story. Make sure your story rings true. Speak in your voice. People are going to be able to see through BS online. They're really good at that. Your story needs to have a message, a clear takeaway for your audience. It must have a purpose and make a point, and you've got to prune your details. We all fall in love with our own stories, so you need to make sure you go back in there and, once again, shorten it up, clear, concise, articulate, to the point, tells a good story, makes people like and